All right, here at No Reserve, we have our all original Survivor 1978 Ford F-250 4x4. It's all original paint, always been in the Northwest, so it's a really solid, mostly rust-free truck. Just a couple tiny little areas that I'll show, but it's completely 100% original paint and body. It's a factory AC truck. It's got cruise control, 400 with an automatic. It's got some paperwork saying that it was rebuilt at some point, and the motor's pretty clean overall. Like, you look at the heads and you can see in the pictures the paint's in pretty good condition. So at some point the motor's probably been gone through, and there's talks about some paperwork on the transmission and stuff. So I'll talk about that in the description in the driving video, but this is just kind of to go around the exterior and interior condition. You know, it's all original lacquer paint. You see it's got that nice kind of lacquer shine to it. Clear coat, base coat, clear coat, two-stage paints have just a completely different look than lacquer paint. But you got to expect, your typical, 40-year-old wear and tear. It's hard to believe this truck's, 4 decades old. But we're going to go ahead and go around and kind of point out, the little bit of wear and tear and stuff like that you should expect. It's got that killer farm truck, patina look to it. That everybody, I'm a Survivor type person. My favorite, I love show cars and, really nice paint jobs, but the stuff I specifically like is original paint stuff. But you can see the aluminum on the grills in really nice shape. It's got the chrome cutouts and then the chrome around the headlights. That was original option. Now, this truck was pretty much fully loaded from stock, rear slider. It's got the Ranger package. I think at some point it probably had a brush guard on the front, but the bumper's nice and straight. The chrome's all got a nice deep reflection, but expect your aging and your little stone chips, but there's no cracks in the grill. Little bit of delaminating on the silver paint. You have to expect this stuff, kind of like stone chips, little scratches around the paint. You got some little ding on the hood right there, a little ding right there. Just your typical kind of wear and tear. It's got a little crack in the window right here. The rubber's in nice condition. You can see, so the window's been replaced at one point because this is aftermarket rubber, and then it's got a crack on the other side too, a little one, but doesn't obstruct the driving, and it kind of fits the character of the truck. The reason we don't replace the windows is in the history we've done it. We've had a few get chipped or cracked in transport, so if the window's not real bad or fits the character of the truck, we kind of just leave it. But you can see it's got nice shine. It's a dark root beer metallic brown with a tan middle. You expect this kind of little stone, kind of like chips from entering, with a little wear on the paint. Little scratch right there. Here's the worst rust spot is on the door. It doesn't have any rust on the other side. The paint's a little worn here, from years of driving. Stuff like that. The the mirrors have worn in the paint here a little bit on both sides. Worn right there. Little ding, probably bumped something with these mirrors. A little dented in there too. But you can see it's nice and solid. We still have the original steel wheels, but it's got the nice 92 to 97 Ford Alcoa wheels that look just killer on this body style. It's got some 285 all-terrain, so low range E if you want to put it to work. We'll come across here. It's just really clean original paint throughout. Little ding right here, and the trim is dented in right here, but the truck did come with a replacement trim piece. There's also a little bit of rub on the trim here, and paint's obviously worn away, and there's a little ding. There's a few places like on the hood and on the body where the paint's just a little thin right here from years of waxing. Again, no rust right here. This is a real common area. No rust in the wheel wells. Just a little bit of surface rust from paint being worn away. A couple little dings in here in the door, but the truck just looks killer. It's got a rear slider. You can see the paint's nice. It's got the factory cab lights. Those are Ford. That was a factory option that came on this truck. You can see the door sweeps are old and cracked. But for people who like original Survivor stuff, it's everything you'd expect and really want more. There's a little dent in the trim, little dent in the tailgate there, along with right there. And then I think that's pretty much it. There's a little area that's been touched up right here, but the tailgate's nice and straight, opens and closes like it should. It's missing the trim piece right there, but it's just cool with the faded Ford paint. Rear bumper's got a little tweak at the corner there. It's kind of a little bit bent up here too. It's got a little ding there, a little ding. But again, the paint's a little thin down here, but nice, no rust. Just kind of same as, you know, a little scratch here. Paint's worn right there. Some chips along here, but inside the interiors, you know, still got all its original books. No carpet, and the original mat has been taken out, which is good. So it's got surface rust right here, so you can see the floorboards. This is a factory drain hole. You can see the dog legs, and the kick panels are in nice condition. The dash is really nice. The cardboard inside is in good condition. You can see no cracks or chips. Headliner's in nice shape. Hopefully you can see it with the lighting. There you go. Dome light's got a little hole in it, but the seat pops forward. Behind the seat's in nice condition. You know, all original seat. You know, both door panels have a bolt in it, probably because they get loose. The way they design them, you know, got a little chip out there. The vinyl's pulled back a little bit, but you know, just a little bit of surface rust down here. You can see the rockers and dog legs, and the underneath you can see the body mounts and the floorboards. You can see the paint's a little bit thin on both sides of the hood, just from the sun and waxing and buffs and some care on it. And you know, again, both sides of the felts. Windows roll up and down and everything, and I'll show that in the driving video. But materials, you know, a little worn on the driver's side. Again, this is a factory drain hole, and so is this. You can see by the, I'm not sure what that was caused by. This is someone screwed something down, but this little tiny little area is a little area. There's a little spot area of rust right there. You can see just a little pit, but the rest of it just looks great. Factory decal. You see the VIN number. It was built at the San Jose plant. It's a 400 motor, but it's got a 4-barrel on it now. And I'll put pictures in of the some of the paperwork that comes with it. Again, this is all solid metal. It's just surface rust from, you know, years of rubbing. This does have the factory hood lock, which is cool. Turn it like that, and then but you can see the steering wheel, what kind of condition that's in. Usually these are all cracked and beat up. There's a little bit of chip out there, but you could just replace this back piece. It's got all the cruise control. Nice clear gauges that work. So there's the motor. It has an aftermarket aluminum radiator. We had the fuel system gone through, the carburetor gone through, the brakes gone through, power steering, new power steering pump, new power steering box. Had the front brakes, new brake lines. I just had this truck, you know, new battery, fully gone through to make sure it's safe and dependable and good to go. But you can see there's no rust on the firewall, no rust along here, no rust on the hood. And again, you can see the pictures too if the lighting is not working out. But it's cool, even underneath the hood, there you go, a little better lighting, is it still kind of got that lacquer paint shine to it. You know, factory rubbers, you can see no paint, never been painted, no overspray. You'd have tape lines right here, you'd have overspray. You can see the bolts have never been messed with. It still has a factory jack in place. We replaced the control box just to make sure that stuff doesn't go out on somebody. Drives nice. Drives like a 78 Highboy would. A lot of people, you know, see factory AC.